All right, it's Monday afternoon. That makes it the 7th, I think, of May here. You can see my pickup up here. I'm out here in the field with the planter. Those number 2 tips on the side dress units are just too small. He's plugging left and right. We took them off one side to see if we can get at least something on one side of the trench while we try to figure out a long-term solution, and kind of up the pump pressure a little bit to try to just trickle a little more out just the one side, because the other side they're just plugging with the number 2. So we tried those last year and we ended up with 6s, but the reason we couldn't do just 2 6s on each side is that would be too much product, is what they said. So here we are. We're gonna try to make that work with just the one side for now, because it's gonna rain tomorrow for like the next 3 days, and we'll have time to figure out a more long-term solution. But right now we just want to get some current in the ground. Well, figured I'd be productive while I kind of wait around, make sure the planter's working correctly. We're checking on a filter. There's a couple filters that are in the lines so that you don't put bad material through your pump. And they're with a new pump, you kind of keep an eye on that just to make sure there's nothing. So we're pulling that every now and then, and just making sure things are running correctly. Aside from those tips, not letting stuff out, but we've got it dribbling out, which is a lot with the way the couple other farmers that do this style of application of nitrogen, they just have it dribbling out. They don't have nozzles spraying it like the setup we put on there. So we might, I don't know, if we like it, we might leave it that way so we don't have to mess with the small little nozzles. But I'm out in the rock picker now with John Deere 4630, the RiteWay RR250, I think it is. I'm gonna grab a couple of bigger stones that are out here. Rocks, they you can obviously damage the planter. The planter skips over them, so aside from the damage, you get an inconsistent seed depth and whatnot. So I hope you guys can hear me okay. I know I was noticing it just as I edited them. These are just taken with my phone, and just because that's what I got with me handy, and I've been running because I work at night and I only come out here for like 3 hours. And I meant to grab my GoPro today and I forgot, and the iPhone here has a tendency to want to like grab the tractor noise or the wind noise instead of my voice. Let's see, this is my first rock of the year. Let's see, this goes down. Which way does this one go? Like this. Just gotta get the levers straight again for the year. But the iPhone has a tendency to want to grab the wind or the tractor noise no matter how far away I am from it when I'm outside of it. But I think you guys can hear me okay in here. I checked my last 2 that I made with my phone quick, and it seemed okay. I am going to try to make an effort to make more of them out of my GoPro, but my GoPro has issues talking with my computer, and I lost a lot of footage during harvest in the summer before because it just didn't it's not a big enough one to make a mess in the field. I'm trying not to make too many tracks. I'm just trying to grab the bigger ones, but my GoPro has an error talking anytime it skips a frame. My computer won't import it, so then I lose out on a lot of footage. So that's why I started using it with my phone. But I am going to make an effort because I hope I have that issue figured out, or I can produce better videos with a GoPro. But so hang in there with me. I'm just going to kind of oops this way with this one. No. Pick a few stones here and then buzz around the corner and check that filter again with them. It's been a little bit, and then keep them going. That's the name of the game. There's the reason I'm not working ground. They're talking about a ½ an inch tomorrow, thunderstorms Wednesday, and rain as well on Thursday. So Wednesday and Thursday are my 2 full days off. Friday morning I got my firearms qualification, and I don't even know if we'll be able to get in the field after that, because if we get a bunch of rain, we're going to be stalled out. So that's kind of why we're pushing forward through this issue here today. The Green Star is not talking to the brown box that sits in the corner of the cab to do the steering. I don't know what's going on there, but they're not jiving together. So we got one of the local dealerships doing some researching and telling us what we can do to get ahead of that issue. So, but he's using the markers. The markers work fine. He's planted with markers for years. He used to. So, it's in that aspect, it's just the liquid fertilizer is a little bit of a frustration issue. So, but we'll work through it. We always have. Hopefully the wind's not too bad here. I'll try to speak up, but like I said, I'll be switching to my GoPro. Let's see what I can find here. The markers, I didn't explain those to you. See the thing over here? See how it's making a line right here? For those of you that are unaware of what those are, basically when he drives back, the hood of his tractor, there's a little silver star or like a point triangle on it. So the center of your hood, that's where you drive to make it, you know, appropriate spacing. If you didn't have the GPS steering, or if the GPS steering kicks out, or if you're doing your headlands, that's how you steer. It'll be kind of funky because he's going to be going around a little center there, but there's a huge tree stump here, so he'll have to go around that. But you can see we stand right in the middle of this. The dead center of the tractor's there, so he knows what he's doing when it comes to the markers. You find yourself a nice rock pile. There's a big one I got in there. And off you go. He's just finishing up this field. I'm kind of staying with him. I'm gonna move over to the next field with him right now too. Once you put this, then you gotta flip this thing off, and that gives me power, or switches the hydraulics back to the up and down of the basket, or the the scoop there. It takes the basket control off, so the basket stays put while I'm picking rocks. So this field's done. Next thing I do is just right down here. You see the tip of this black thing right there? I pull that up, and that diverts the hydraulic oil from the one set of hoses over to the other, and vice versa. And then I can just do this. She kind of comes pretty quick, but then comes over there pretty quick, and then she's back behind you to go down the road and get you out of field roads a little easier. So off we go to the next field. Got a little mud hole there to try to avoid. He's gonna turn sharp, but we're getting it done here. You can see all the rocks that I got. Quite a few of them. Off he goes. The meter on the seed tube that tells the population, the little tab snapped off here, so it's throwing all sorts of funky readings in the cab. So we're going to try to see if we can just rig it up for today, tape it up maybe. We put that seed tube back together and just ran a piece of tape around it so it stays, hopefully a little better. And we've got a cyclist with marker switches, and I'm off to work. When this gets emptied out, we're going to do one more rinse because we had starter in this last year. And we think that might be maybe an issue, just some residual starter that caused issues with the 32 that we're putting in it now. So yeah, but you can see here we cranked open those pumps, and it kind of is dribbling just on the one side. We still got those twos on the other side. We might just take the twos off, and you can see it kind of looks just like when I was Y dropping last year. I don't know if you can see the darker there. That'll drip and settle right into the soil, and that's gonna be great. We might just customize the Yetter product that way. We'll not use the nozzles. We'll just let it dribble out and soak in that way into the trench that we cut with those coulters. That's the way a couple of the guys that do it around here do it, so we might customize it that way too. So with that, I'm off to work. Have a good night, be safe, and we'll check you later.